you're opening your phones, like they're probably blowing up as you're sort of seeing all the fan reactions. What sticks out the most, like maybe moments from your love story that you didn't realize would resonate so much with the audience, but we're happy that it did.
I wish I genuinely like just got my phone back. I feel like I've been trying to look at things and also like looking at messages from all my family and friends. Um, but I've been told that like some people have like also cried like when I've cried like during like maybe my speech or like when I felt my emotions. So that's really hard for me to do to express myself. So to know that maybe I'm like reaching people or letting them know like maybe it's okay to open up and be vulnerable. Like it's not the worst thing. You don't have to run in the ocean every time after something and run away. That's been maybe good to know. I don't know. How do you feel?
I same. Like I really, we've tried to watch as many clips as we can. Last night, we were just so exhausted.
Yeah.
But I did get to see like our final date.
That was so fun.
And that was just one of the best days of my life, and but also the most nervous I've been in my life. Like so, seeing myself back, talking to Nicole in that moment, like sweating bullets, trying to just get across how I feel, and like stumbling over every single word is just that's something to watch back. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh no, I feel that it was such a beautiful moment, and I think that despite the nerves, you did what needed to be done. You said what needed to be said. And I think it was so beautiful and relatable to see you drop the L bomb. Nicole, obviously, you weren't ready, but then you sort of dropped the L bomb in your declaration of love. And I think that's just so representative of a lot of relationships. Like, I remember me and my husband, we've been together for like 10 plus years, and he dropped the L bomb first, and I just wasn't ready. And it took me a minute, and I finally got there, and it was okay.
I think for me too, I think I've said I love you twice in my life now, and um, it was always like after someone had said it, and I think I said it maybe too early or maybe when I didn't mean it, and I think I got hurt. I've ended up hurting people because of it, and I think especially because I know like at the end of the day, like I don't know. It just moves really fast in there, and I know what I signed up for, but it scared the out of me when Kendall said it, and I wasn't ready. But I know like my feelings for him, and I just told him that like I want to say this on my time. I don't want to just say it back to say it back. You know what I mean? Um, yeah.
And
Still scary
no,
stuff, but I'm
yeah.
trying to be open and vulnerable and give it a chance, and I think it's paying off very well.
Yeah, I think it's paying off. I respect Nicole so much. Like it was the more Nicole reaction to have that way of just kind of jaw on the floor and saying she's gonna say it on her terms. Like if she said it, if she was like, "Oh, Kendall, I love you too," like, "Oh my god," like, I would have been like,
He knows that's
honestly,
not.
like I was like, "That's not Nicole."
I think it
So
was also when you told me we had to talk about it. I thought I like legit ruined things. I thought you'd never want to talk to me again. And you said if you say it a year from now, 5 years, like I'll be
yeah,
here. I think when he gave me that reassurance, and I've never been given a safe space. He was comforting me in a weird way, and I'm like, I think that allowed me to be open. Like I think relationships are just two-way streets and like reciprocated, and you've given me that, and so I've always wanted to like pay back the openness and respect he's given me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I feel like I connected with your guys' love story so much because also right before I got together with my husband, like we've been together since we were like babies, like 19 and 20 years old. But right before him, I was in this insanely toxic, terrible, like life ruining relationship. And Nicole, from what you've shared on the show, it seems like you also went through that experience. So it was really great to see you become vulnerable about that, open up about that. And then also, Kendall, you received it so well. And it seems like you're willing to meet Nicole wherever she needs to be met to make this work, given the history and the trauma that it seems like you've been through.
Yeah, which he doesn't have to do either. Like I know what I've been through in my past, and that's no one else's like burden to bear. So the fact that he like would listen to me and not try to change me or like want me to act differently, I think spoke volumes. And I'm kind of glad that you can get it, because I think those toxic relationships when you're younger are really hard to go through, but I think I learned so much from it. Like I don't want that to define, I guess, like who I am moving forward and how I love. Like I didn't want it to keep affecting me. So yeah, it was really hard and scary, but I'm grateful for Love Island and grateful for Kendall too.
I know obviously we still got to get Nicole to drop the L bomb, but are we dating intentionally? Like, are we like dating for marriage? Is that like is that sort of what's in your mind?
Okay, the dating for marriage still scares me a little bit. I'm working on these trust issues I have. Saying the L word for me is a huge step. I'm not opposed to getting married though someday. I think for me, I'm gonna need a lot of like, what's the word? Like I need to feel safe in my relationships. I think this is gonna be a big test, like coming out of Love Island and seeing how we handle the outside together. Um, but I'm at the age where I'm not dating just to f around, if that's what you're asking. You know, I'm only dating someone if I see a future with them.
So you got my heart thumping a little bit right now. So I'm for sure. I I am dating to marry. I take this seriously. For sure at that age where for sure looking forward to.
Yeah, you're
like
getting old.
I'm getting very old. But the fact that it is like I have a great girl in front of me. Yes, I dropped that L bomb. Yes, I was in a panic, in a sweat, but I'm so glad I did because it's truly how I feel about this girl. She means the world to me. So that's why I cannot wait for us to experience life together on the outside. Like she is everything. So that's why I'm so pumped for us to tackle what's next. And tests are gonna come, but I know we're ready for it. And again, they just like these kind of tests make you stronger, and you got to go through thick and thin together to really make sure that if you are eventually for that time for marriage, if that time ever does come, that you're like, yeah, we've been through it. So like marriage will be a piece of cake, not a piece of cake, but you know what I'm saying.